Homeschool friends, I'm Karen Hummel, and I'm sitting here with Leslie Nelsen from Durham, North Carolina. And Leslie is here to share with you her experiences using Excelerate Spanish for the past school year. So Leslie, just a few questions for you.
Okay.
Number one, can you please tell us what the problem was that you were experiencing before you discovered Excelerate Spanish?
Well, we had used a different curriculum, but I wasn't really engaged. It was my student doing it on their own, and there's just no involvement with me or with others, and so it wasn't much fun, and it was hard to get it done.
Okay, so you just weren't motivated?
They weren't motivated.
They weren't motivated. Okay, I understand that.
And it was hard for me to know how far they had progressed in it,
Mhm.
because it was just totally on the computer, so and I didn't feel like they really learned much of the language. My older two did 2 different languages.
Right. I like to tell people that there are so many programs out there that teach you about the language, but without teaching you the language. So I'm glad you brought that up. The second question, what did it feel like as you were trying to solve the problem?
Well, it's just hard to know where to turn to and what to look for, because there are a lot of things out there, and I just wanted to find something that would be engaging and that would be fun, and that they would be able to learn something and use it, and not just learn to conjugate verbs, because that's boring for some people.
You mean you
Not
can't just
everyone.
go up to someone and say, hello, hablo, hablas, habla, hablamos, habláis, hablan, and have a conversation?
Yes, that.
Okay. Third question, what was different to you about Excelerate Spanish?
Well, I loved that we were able to have an experienced teacher teaching, and I was really a facilitator. We did this class with a group of 8 teenage boys, and it was nice having you teach them, but at the same time then we could add in things that we wanted to do, and I loved that everything was laid out so neatly. As a mom, I could just follow along with what we were doing each day and keep up with it, and also could learn myself, relearn, because Spanish is something I had many years ago, and I have loved picking it up again and speaking to my kids in Spanish. And my youngest, who kind of set in on the classes, whenever I speak in Spanish, she'll say, that's the boys, that's the boys. So, but it's been fun.
I'm glad to hear that. Okay, thank you. Can you take us to the moment when you realized that Excelerate Spanish was helping to solve your problem?
I don't remember an exact one moment, but it was just having the boys engaged in learning the language and in being invested in it, and at the same time learning how to speak Spanish, and also just having fun with the language and not seeing it as just a chore or something to check off the to-do list, but actually having fun with the language.
Thank you. She's fine. How are you? ¿Quieres hablar español conmigo?
What is Spanish?
Is that
do you
for the
know?
boys?
Do you hear what she said?
What?
Say it again. Ay, ay, ay. It's her
Ay,
favorite
ay,
thing.
ay, 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 ay. I agree. Yeah. And tell us what life looks like now that your problem is solved and you have a curriculum that you feel you can continue to use.
It's fun. Spanish is fun. We look forward to it every day or every week, and even she keeps asking, since we've stopped Spanish, when are we going to do Spanish? When are we going to do Spanish? And so it's fun. It's not a chore. I mean, some of those subjects that aren't ones that are really as interesting or hard to get to doing every day or hard to check off the list, but I have loved that this is a fun thing. And I feel like the way that you teach it is also accessible for students that may have some learning challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So for kids who may have dyslexia or some other things, because you've added in the hand components and because you're teaching in a way that is more conversational, I feel like it's more accessible to a broader audience, and I love that.
Thank you. Okay. Well, are there any other remarks or comments that you would want to make to a homeschool family who just still isn't sure or really feels conflicted by the number of things that are out there?
Just try it. It's fun. I can't think that you would regret it at all. I have loved doing the Spanish program. All of the boys that were in the class really enjoyed it, and we learned. It's fun. I would say just jump in and do it because you will not regret it.
Thank you, Leslie. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.